Rainbow Resource Center is a family-owned company that has served homeschoolers since 1989. Our goal has always been to help your family find the best materials for you. Each learner is unique, so when our customers asked us for curriculum packages, we had to think about this through the lens of meeting a need in the homeschooling community.
You know, the truth is, sometimes you need someone to get you to the starting gate. Being new to homeschooling and how it works is a big reason, but maybe you're dealing with a move, a family upheaval, or pulling a child out of public school for unexpected reasons. Maybe you're simply short on time. I'm Sara, and this is Rebecca. We're curriculum consultants, a free resource for homeschooling parents. Our goal is to help families find curriculum that fits their specific needs. So we were reluctant to offer complete curriculum packages. However, the requests for grade level sets just kept coming. Most curriculum packages on the market are assembled by single publishers that offer materials for all grades and subjects. We've taken a different approach.
We started by selecting materials that are user-friendly for the new homeschooling parent, while maintaining an academic level a parent can feel good about. We stuck to the 4 core subjects of math, English Language Arts or ELA, science, and social studies for grades K to 9. We also wanted the opportunity to bring together some well-loved curriculum that has stood the test of time and received good reviews from parents.
Now, it's not very rainbow to offer just one option, but we did want to keep it pretty simple, so there are 3 package options for each grade level. Each includes the required teacher and student materials for one student. Secular packages include publishers often used in a public school setting and do not have religious content. The selections align to most grade level standards. Christian packages feature a mixture of items with Christian content and programs that we consider neutral, without any religious content. Economy packages, which also include Christian curriculum, are an option for budget-minded families who want to make sure they're using solid materials at an affordable price.
We are going to look at all 3 packages. We chose grade 4. This is often a transition year where we want students to have some schoolwork to complete on their own. We'll look at this in more detail, so stay tuned. Keep in mind, not all grade levels will look like grade 4. They can have different math options from one grade to another, or a different language arts or science option in different grades.
The starter packages are designed to get the ball rolling for you, not necessarily to use from year to year. Let's open some boxes. We'll start with our package with Christian content, then do our secular package, and then our economy package, all in grade 4. So we're gonna start with mine over here,
okay,
which is the RBW4TH. So this is the starter package with Christian content.
Okay.
This is a popular menu. So this is our box, this is what you're gonna get. So we're gonna start by just taking stuff out. And if I were doing this at home, I would make some piles. But let's get them all out of here first. That's not too intimidating, is it? I mean, getting some stuff and stuff. Alrighty. So the next thing I would do is get my math, my history, my ELA, and my science. So let's do that.
Yeah.
All right. So this is what we're looking at, right?
Yeah.
Here's math, history, science, and ELA, which is English Language Arts. We're gonna throw the term ELA around.
Yes.
And we're looking at, these are core subjects. So should we dig in a little bit and see what we're looking at?
Let's start with math.
Math, you know, math is just a good one to start with. Everybody's kind of stressed out about math. So you can see this is Saxon. And what's interesting, this is the homeschool version. There is a school version. We don't care about that right now. But when you see 5-4, this always throws off a new homeschooler.
It does, yeah.
Because it doesn't just say 4th grade math.
Nope.
This second number tells you the true grade level.
Okay.
Once upon a time, this meant something. Don't worry about that. This is the true. So next year in 5th grade,
you'll do 6, 5.
5, and then 7, 6, and then 8, 7.
There we go.
And it goes. So This is going to be high interaction, low prep. And when I say interaction, you know, fourth grade is kind of that transition time. So all of the instruction is going to be written to the student in the textbook.
Yes.
That's new. You know, this is a new concept, right? Because a lot of times a math curriculum is going to have a teacher book and a student book, and you know what to do. So already this is a little different.
It's more independent for that student.
Yeah, but you're going to kind of get them acclimated. You're going to get them started, and then there's going to be stuff they can do without a lot of supervision. Now, from the teacher's point of view, you're going to have a solutions manual. And this is another term parents don't know. You don't know what you don't know, right?
Yeah.
A solutions manual is going to walk you through every problem step by step.
So it's more than just an answer key.
It's a souped up answer key.
And
showing step
every
by step.
single problem and every problem for the tests also are
in
walked
there.
through step by step.
Yeah, and here's your test right here in the test and worksheet. So this is not consumable, meaning they don't write in it. This is for you, the parent, so if you want to make notes, you can. And then this is something that if you're going to use this next year with another student, this is what you're going to replace. This is your tests and your worksheets, and this is straight up backed practice.
Keep those math skills fresh as they're learning new concepts.
Because Saxon is spiral, meaning
it's very review, lots of practice.
Lots of review, lots of practice, important stuff here. You know, Saxon is neutral. It's not Christian or secular. And at this level, some of the topics include things like arithmetic review, that's all your math facts, money, time, mixed numbers, percents, and area. Now, let's say you get into this and you're like, okay, I'm having a hard time with fourth grade math. It's just been a long time.
It's been a while.
Don't feel bad. There are videos that can help you with that, and there's actually several options. Give us a call. We can help talk you through that. So there is our little math. We're gonna set that up here. And
the next biggie then would be English Language Arts, or ELA.
And when you say biggie, these are the things you're probably gonna do 5 days a week.
Yes, they're gonna be like the core of the core.
The core of the core.
The core of the core of your
They're so
time.
core.
Yes. For the starter package, we chose Learning Language Arts through Literature, or LLATL.
It does not roll off the tongue either way.
No, it does not. This is the orange level, so it's the fourth grade reading level. Typically for this one, it comes with the teacher book, which will have, you know, what to say, when to say it, day by day. It is very spelled out for you as the teacher.
So friendly for
on
a new
how to teach the course. So it is 5 days a week. You have all of your instruction there. And then there's the student book where the student is writing everything in there. So this is like a little work text. They're reading their information. They're doing all of their work in that book. We consider it a comprehensive program. And so everything is centered around those reading lessons, but it's covering grammar and vocabulary and spelling and writing composition. So it's considered a full ELA. There's reading selections in there, but then students are also reading 4 full
Look at these
novels.
great titles.
And they're just great because they're different genres of writing. So they're getting exposure to so many different kinds of writing styles.
And then I
4
see
novels.
spelling. What's that about?
Yes, so while this is a comprehensive program, we did see the need to kind of beef up some spelling if it's needed, you know, for your fourth grade students. So we chose Spelling Workout. While this one is very light on some Christian content, this one does not have any Christian content in it. This is a workbook approach again. So students are writing directly in it, so it's consumable. Their word lists are in cursive. This takes kind of that phonics approach to spelling. And with that teacher's book, you know, they can do self-grading as well.
I love that. You know, and fourth graders, they think that's kind of neat that they get the answer key, right? But really what you're doing is making them look at those words one more time before you close this up.
Yes, and that's something that's simple. You can just add it 1 or 2 days.
Yeah, once or twice a week with that one. So language arts. So our math is set out on a daily plan. This is set out on a daily plan. Let's take a look at history. Now this one comes from Knotgrass. This is a geography. And you're gonna do 2 states a week following a 4-day lesson plan. And you know what's super cool about this? There are songs.
Oh.
There's songs. So you just go to their
Yes.
website, there's a link, you tap into these
And they
songs.
can listen to some good state songs.
Yeah, and they're super colorful. You know,
Textbook
4-day
is
lesson plan.
hardcover.
Yeah, it's
so
okay.
it'll last.
It's just a beautiful book.
Yeah.
You know, I would definitely keep this on your bookshelf with all your goodies just for kids to look at. Great pictures, super engaging. And there is a student component that is consumable. So along with the reading, the kids are going to complete this atlas. So with that 2 states a week, they're going to do a page in here, and by the end,
Oh my gosh, they've completed their own United States Atlas.
that they've got a stake in.
Yes.
So really neat resource for younger kids in the household, or just to kind of hang on
It's a
to.
keepsake then.
You know, isn't that neat?
Yeah.
I just think that's neat. You know, you don't have to keep every single thing, but when it's all tidy like this,
And bound for you.
yeah, it's a nice thing. So in the reading, in the textbook, there are some questions, or there's reading here, and the questions are in this little lesson review, and they're 5 questions a state.
They're easy. Just some good comprehension review to make sure that they're retaining what they're learning.
Yeah, and if you've got a kid struggling with writing, you could do these conversationally, but I think this adds a little bit of a independent element to it. And then the answers to those questions are in here with the answer key. Now this is also literature guide. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so the Knotgrass program always has really good literature that they include with their history study at every grade level. For simplicity purposes, we did not add those literature books to the starter package. But if you have a reader at home, a kid who is just devouring
Gobbles it
books,
up.
this is a great way to add some additional literature to your year that is going to correlate with what you're already learning, and then you as a parent already have some content to talk to your student about of those literature selections.
Well, and you know, that's something a new homeschooler might not intuitively know how to do. So it's kind of walking you through that process of weaving things together.
Yes, and so that the history can be 4 days a week, 3.
Yeah,
days
it's
a
a
week.
scheduled 4 days a week, 2 states a week. So completely laid out for you.
And then science comes in, and this is through Master Books, and we love Master Books because they provide a very tidy schedule
So many.
for parents. Very tidy schedule.
Week 21,
yep.
week 22.
There is no confusion as to how many days we're going to do it. They even put the days. So this is 4 or 5 day.
Yeah, there's
a
day
week.
5, there's day 1 of the following
There's
week.
no confusion when it comes to this. This is also considered a work text. It's a one book approach. So your teaching instruction is found right there in the text itself, and students are filling out the questions as you go along. Students who are close in age, they can easily work through this book together. And students engage with the text through the activities that are found in there, notebooking assignments, comprehension questions, conversation points, and everything.
What are some of the topics they're going to find in
They're
this
going
course?
to be going through the periodic table, living themes, classifications, marine biology, and conservation.
So I stopped on the conservation page, and something I want to point out. So while this is a one workbook, the teacher and student, it's all in here. The kids are going to create their own notebook, and along the way, you've got little things prompting you, so you don't even have to guess what to put in your notebook. And that's just a good old spiral notebook.
Yeah, another keepsake.
Another little
Yeah.
something to hang on to your 4th grade year. So
yeah.
this is the 4th grade package with Christian material.
And it covers your core 4.
Let's do another one.
I think so.
I feel like we're better at this than we think.
Yes.
So this one's going to be a disaster. All right, so we're going to start by taking everything out.
Well, which box is this one now?
Thank you.
Yeah.
This is the one RBW4SP. So that's the Rainbow Grade 4 Secular Package.
Okay.
This is the one that's going to kind of be aligned to what schools are using, grade level stuff, nothing with religious content.
Okay.
And why is there so many?
There's so many books in
Why is
here.
there so many more?
This could be intimidating, right? But good thing we're unboxing it. So
good thing we're going to walk you through this baby, because there's a lot more books. Start with our math.
Make our piles
Make
again.
our piles. So social studies. Let's go. There was social studies.
These all say math on them, so that makes that easy.
Okay, you're going to talk math. I'm going to talk language.
We have Lots of language arts books, it looks like.
Okay. Let's take a look at this real quick. Now, I got a lot more language arts here.
That does look like more language
than I did
arts,
last
doesn't it?
time. Here's
There's
our
a
social
reason for
studies.
that,
We're
though.
going to go through this.
Yes.
Science and math. Okay. So let's start.
Kick off with math.
Math.
I feel like that's the easiest one to kind of talk through right now. So with the math, it comes with 4 books. This is Math Mammoth, grade 4. Work texts, so that's that terminology again, where the instruction is found directly in the book, written to the student. The student is doing their work in the book. It's a combination of a textbook and a workbook.
Super tidy. This is all you're pulling out.
Yep, and it's very streamlined lessons. There are 2 student work texts per year. This is a solid grade level math. It is CC aligned, so it is going to align to state standards, which is nice. When it comes to math instructions, the topics include arithmetic, graphs, time, measurement, geometry, fractions, and decimals.
That's right on the cover too.
It is very tidy.
And you know, for parents who want a secular package but maybe don't care about the Common Core alignment or are a little skittish about Common Core alignment even, this program existed prior to Common Core. And then she adjusted a few things by grade levels and poof, it was Common Core, but she did not remove anything.
No.
So in our language of being the consultants, it meets and exceeds Common Core.
Yep.
But this is how big your math book is.
Yeah.
Look at that.
And for those who, 4th grade math was a while ago and might feel a little rusty on instruction, Maria, the author of the program, she has developed free short instructional videos that can be found on her website. And they go for almost every single lesson that you will find in the entirety of the program. And so those can be a huge benefit for rusty math skills as your student is kind of working through the program.
You know, if you're not sure that this is going to be a good fit for your student, there's a placement test. And for the Math Mammoth placement test, it's a little different from the Saxon. This is going to be an end of year test. So I always suggest that you come in low. So if you think your student is coming into 4th grade, give them the end of grade 2 test. They should ace it. And that builds some confidence. But it's also getting a little familiar with how Math Mammoth is laid out and maybe how it's different from what they were doing, whatever they did last year. So it's a little transition, a little introduction. And then they're going to take the grade 3, end of grade 3 placement test. And that's going to tell you if they're ready to go into grade 4. Now, if they ace that grade 3 and you're just curious, you could give them that end of grade 4 test.
Yeah, you might find that they are ready then for grade 5 if they ace that grade 4.
And if they place into that grade 5, the starter package might not be a great fit because you don't want to give the kids content that they're already familiar with. That's what's known as busy work, is stuff that doesn't move you forward. So Math Mammoth, super tidy, test answer key. There's no teacher book.
No teacher book.
So very streamlined.
Yep.
Look at that.
Math, you're doing it 5 days a week. So that's an easy one to
like
kind
a page or 2 a day.
Get through on your weekly schedule.
All right, so.
And here comes the daunting stack.
I ain't scared. Don't be scared. I ain't scared. We got this.
Let's at least separate by.
Don't worry. I'm gonna walk you through this process. So, you know, in the package with Christian content. So we've got the free packages: Christian content, secular, economy. In the other one, we went with a comprehensive ELA. This is what it looks like when it's not a comprehensive ELA. And you'll see the different skills: writing, spelling, literature here. So how does this work, right? How do you organize this? Well, there's some things you're going to do every day. And I would say this is going to be your grammar and writing. So 4th grade, we're getting kids producing some writing. This is going to be your textbook. And I'm going to go through these a little quick. Just because there's a lot to show here, but it's
they're
colorful.
Learning different writing styles.
It's a guide.
Email, paragraph, narrative.
And then this is going to be grammar skills.
The skills book.
And
consumable.
The answer key.
So students are writing in this one. This is a textbook. They're not writing in.
Yep. So I would say that's going to be 4 to 5 days a week on that. Here's the spelling workout.
Familiar with this
1
one
or 2 days a week.
Yep.
Kids do the exercises. Let the kids grade their work. It's just kind of fun, and then have them show you. Let them pick a
Yeah.
sparkly gel pen or whatever it is.
1 to 2 times a week.
1 to 2 times a
Yep.
week. And we know that because it's in that front matter, in those first few pages of the teacher guide. Handwriting, straightforward. And at this level, they're assuming that you've had some instruction already.
Yes. So this is more copy work.
Practice. Oh, there's my name. I donated some of my favorite things to charity. Look at that. So really nice cursive. I would call this traditional cursive.
Yeah.
And it's what most people think of with cursive. It's just a little bit of a slant, nothing fancy.
1 to 2 pages a day.
So
Or a week.
straightforward.
1 to 2 pages a week.
Okay, this one needs a little bit of instruction.
It does.
So these are literature guides. And a literature guide it's going to tell your student to read, let's say 2 chapters, and then answer some questions.
So you need the book, which are provided in the kit, and the literature guide.
Yeah, and it's really walking them through reading comprehension, literary analysis. In 4th grade, you're still going to get a lot of those real straightforward comprehension. Who did what when questions. But it is transitioning. By the end of the guide, you're going to get some deeper things, and you could use some of these topics for writing prompts, discussion prompts. And I always think it's a smart thing to, for example, this page says chapters 22 to 32. So we're getting a bigger chunk. That's something kids can go do on their own. But read the questions with them before you send them off to read.
They have an idea then of what they're looking for.
There's a little nugget in their head of, oh, I'm supposed to look for this.
Look for vocab words and
And then because you've discussed it on the front end, they do the reading. Most 4th graders are going to be able to do a lot of this on their own. But from a parent's point of view, this is a cool thing because you don't have to think of everything.
You don't have to read the book because the questions are there for you. The answers will be provided.
Yeah.
You don't have to read the book alongside because if you're juggling 3 or 4
if you're
kids,
multitasking, it's not that you don't wish you could read the book, but you can ask questions and get your kids talking about what they're reading, like a little book club. It's just such a little
nice
helper
guidance for you. And the idea is that you're going to go through 2 or 3 a semester, so we've included 4 in the
So
starter
maybe
package.
during your week, you do literature on Fridays. Or maybe you decide to pause some of the other things and
just do a literature
do
book
a novel study for a while.
Yeah.
And maybe it takes you 3 weeks or something.
Yeah.
It's okay. You can just always pick up where you left off.
Let's take a look at social studies now with the Discover program. What's going to come in your box are the 2 student work texts. We're getting very familiar with that
They're
work
just so tidy.
text. Yes,
they're
so
nobody's
tidy.
intimidated by
No.
pulling out one book.
One book. And then the instructor's guide. It doesn't get more simpler
It's
than that.
about as straightforward as you get.
Yes, so everything the teacher needs, it will be found in the instructor's text. It will give you guidance. Like say you discover you have a learner who needs a little bit more auditory stuff. And so there'll be suggestions for that, for those learning styles as your student is working through their work text. This is very typical 4th grade material. They're going to be going over colonization, the Pilgrims, democracy, Western expansion, and the Civil War. So those very state standard aligned topics that a typical 4th grader will be studying.
There's a lot of reading and writing in this course.
There is. Yep.
A lot of critical thinking. It's kind of that not to this, not to that, just right, Goldilocks type deal.
Got full color pictures in there, which is nice.
You're going to find this from the view that you would find in a public school classroom.
Yep.
So nothing religious in here as far as the viewpoint, because we get people saying, I just want history.
Yep.
And it's like, well, what does that mean? This is probably what they mean.
Yep. So that is what you'll get then for history, and it's broken down in the instructor's guide exactly how many days you're going to do it, what chapters you're covering in each day for the lessons. It's very straightforward.
It's about as straightforward. And social studies, you might do 3 days a week. You could do it 5 days a week, depending on your student and their interest. And then science. So here's our 4th core subject. And this
I'm
is
liking this. It's one book.
Well, it's one book with.
With.
This is digital content.
Access.
This is a 12-month digital access. So you follow the directions on this card. There's nothing unique about this card other than the instructions are here. They're going to then reply to you and you'll have access to all of the teacher resources. So this is a student, what's our word of the day?
Work text.
Yep, it's consumable, but look how fun.
It is colorful. It is
colorful.
engaging for a 4th grade student. Once again, it's following those typical 4th grade concepts that you would find in a science class.
Energy, motion, waves, rock formations, plants, animals, human body. This does meet next gen science standards, which I don't think has any controversy surrounding it. Most people are like, yep, those are good. We like those standards. So really colorful. There's some additional videos and things on here, but it's not teaching the course to your student.
Correct. It's more just bonus
Bonus
little
extra.
videos, audios, little
But there
games.
is a teacher what do they call it? E-teacher edition. And that'd be like the teachers with the answers written in it. So if you have that on your laptop and your student has this in front of them, that's a pretty convenient way to go. And this is 12 months. When it's done, but you're probably going to finish this in a 36-week school year. So it's nice to have a little extra cushion.
Easy.
So let's take a quick recap of these. That was kind of cool seeing what a comprehensive language arts looks like versus a broken down. Yep,
Yeah.
I like it. Got one more in you, Rebecca?
I think I have one more in me.
I think this unboxing thing, I think we're really good at it.
We should get jobs as it.
We need to do this professionally. Okay, this is our last set, and this is the RBW4EC. So this is our economy option. It's going to have Christian content.
Nice cost-effective option
So
for
affordable.
families. Yes.
And it's simplified in some things. We'll talk about that. But you're definitely not getting shorted. Good stuff, I can tell you that.
I see a repeat of something, which is nice.
Yeah, so let's make our piles. We've got another math mammoth. You know, this time it's a little different, so we'll talk about that.
Yes. Biology.
You got science.
And
Here's
history.
English. You doing English?
I think I can handle English.
ELA.
And I think those are the histories.
Okay.
There we go.
Here's our piles.
Yeah.
Math, science.
English language arts and history.
Okay, what do you want to start with?
Let's get math out of the way.
That's how I feel about math in general.
100%.
So if you've been watching the other ones, the other unboxing of these starter packages, you'll know that we did a math mammoth. That one was in color, this one is black and white. So there's a price difference.
Yeah.
But it is the exact
It
same
is.
content. It
Just
still
in
comes
black
with
and
the videos. And
Very streamlined.
and when we say streamlined, that means it's not overkill with the practice. So for some kids, maybe you have to add a little something extra, but that's, you determine that as you kind of get into it. Solid grade level math. The topics again were arithmetic, graphs, time, measurement, geometry, fractions, and decimals. Now this approach, we talked about Saxon being spiral and having lots of review. This is more mastery. So mastery, you'll also see the term sequential. They're kind of interchangeable when it comes to math. I mean, they're not identical, but they're real close. And what they're talking about is more of a stair step. So you work on one concept, you master it.
Before stepping up to a new
Yeah,
concept.
so then you go to the next step. You're taking this and building upon it, but you're not reteaching it on step 2. So we've got a new concept, step 2. Now we go to step 3. So imagine a little stair
Just
step
keep
in your head
building up
without all the review and all the practice. And it's a good place to start.
We'll still get the 4 books, the 2 work texts, the answer key, and then the tests
Yep,
come in
Yep,
that
yep.
economy box.
easy peasy, straightforward.
English language arts then is broken up a bit.
It's not a comprehensive.
It's not a comprehensive, and so we have a couple different components here. We'll bring those. I think all of those come back here. Remember, this is the economic
Building our
package.
lives.
So,
And we'll talk
yep.
about why this looks the way it does.
Yes. So here are kind of our main components here.
So let's show the actual covers rather than
Yes.
the pieces. Okay, so we got a little handwriting,
A little reading, and some
grammar
writing
and composition.
and grammar, yes. So the Climbing to Good English, they're just very black and white text. They're work texts. Again, that's our favorite word right now, as a work text.
And this has a very simple look, partly because this is an Amish publisher.
Company. Yep. Yep. So good moral stories are brought in here. So teaching very cute farmland characters are brought in because of that Amish publisher.
Is it biblical?
It's morally good.
So more character simplicity,
building. Yep. And so this is gonna,
oriented.
yeah, this is gonna cover your grammar and your writing. So there's the student work text and then the teacher's book, which is the student pages with the answers in there.
In red.
Yep. So
that's pretty straightforward.
Very, very helpful for students for quick reference of grading. Pretty straightforward.
This looks like something a kid could, you could get them started. They can go work on it.
Remember, in that grade 4,
you're
that's kind of
available.
what we're doing. We're promoting that student independent,
A little more
work.
autonomy to the kids.
And then it comes with just a nice stapled book of some extra practice sheets for those grammar and writing concepts.
It's kind of a
to
get
add
down
on
to
there.
business,
Yeah,
but you know what? It's really nicely done.
it is.
And then this complements.
It does. So you will find some crossover a little bit between the two, the writing and grammar, and then this is your reading. So it comes with a nice little hardcover reader, which will
This feels like
sit on
something.
your bookshelf because it's just going to be a nice little classic
And there's
edition.
stories.
Yeah. So that's where the students will do their reading. The workbook then has the comprehension questions in there. And you
So
can,
this is the teacher book
Yep.
for this. Okay.
and
then what's that?
This is the quiz answers. And so there'll be little reading quizzes. And
Oh,
so
I've
this
got the
one
quizzes
has
over here.
The
Okay.
answers. So very economical. That's why you have the stapled
But you have everything
papers,
you
but
need.
everything that you need for reading comprehension and writing composition.
And then for
We
spice,
added some handwriting.
this is one of my favorite programs in general for handwriting. And being a boy mom, I just think this is a get it done
Yes.
and move on. It's, again, that kind of Goldilocks, just the right amount. Nice instruction with arrows. They can definitely work on this on their own. I like that there's no binding for like a lefty to be uncomfortable. But nice looking handwriting practice.
Yep, still good handwriting practice at a very good price.
And this happens to not be Christian, but it's neutral.
Yep.
It doesn't fall under the secular umbrella. There's our language arts.
Language arts.
So while it's not all in one book, it's still pretty tidy with basically 2 in a handwriting.
Yep.
Science, this is kind of interesting. This is 2 different publishers. So this is Memoria Press. They do a lot of homeschooling materials. A lot of people are familiar with them. And they created these books to go with the John Tyner, which is another name in homeschooling textbook. It's manageable. It's a biblical worldview. Some of the topics include classification, famous scientists, food, insects, animals, and science frauds.
Oh, how fun.
I mean, some fun to dig into. So to go along with that, you've got the student questions, which is just going to be a little workbook. I mean,
They write straight in the workbook.
they're writing in here. So not a work text. This is no instruction.
Nope.
That's all going to be in there. And then here's your answer key to those and tests. About as straightforward as we get. Now, this isn't a very big book, right? So biology covers plants, animals, and people. You could very easily do this like 2 days a week and then maybe add another science day that's more activity based.
Yeah,
maybe
or-
you're growing some
yeah.
things and
Exploring.
documenting.
Yeah.
So all these different things, kids kind of naturally have a knack for biology. So something simple like this becomes a spine. And this is another term we're going to teach people because a spine is something that keeps you on a path. You can deviate, but you come back to it. So from here, you could build in some
It's what you build off of.
library visits. And
Yeah.
with the literature, you've got the reading book, but totally add in whatever you want.
yeah.
If you've got a kid who just gobbles up library books, just add them
Just
in.
keep
You're not going to
reading.
overdo it.
Yep.
And history.
History then also has the nice one student work. It's more of a textbook.
It has questions.
There's questions
in
it, but they're going to be answering
There's not
them.
writing space.
Yeah, they're going to be answering them in a separate place, but the questions are in there. It's a nice textbook written in a language that students are going to understand. This is from Christian Liberty Press. The themes are kind of going to be that very patriotic Protestant American history. It does come with the nice test packet. And so that is just, once again, a stapled component with then an answer key to it. Within the answer key and the test packet, teachers will have just a little bit of guidance, but it's pretty straightforward.
It's pretty open and go.
Yeah, they read and answer
Yeah.
the questions along the way.
Yeah.
There are
Let's see how many
enough lessons to do a lesson
26.
a week around
Wait.
there.
29.
About
29, a
29
typical
lessons.
school year is 36,
36.
weeks. So, just a little shy of one a week.
Yeah.
And maybe history, if you're into history, maybe you do it every day and do a little bit and add
Yeah.
things to it, but you
And-
could also keep it very tidy.
Yeah, and it's another one of those great opportunities to add
Library books. So it's streamlined. There's some simple stuff, but some of that is to keep the cost down, and some of it is to just be mindful that you don't have to spend big bucks to get really good homeschool content.
Yep, correct.
All right, I feel like we nailed this. High five.
The starter packages are meant to be a starting point for you, providing a year of learning where you can find your own style and determine the needs of your children. You will become familiar with how your child learns, as well as how you can teach them. You will find what level of guidance you need in one subject versus another subject area.
We introduce you to a variety of publishers you might not find on your own. As part of your experience, you'll learn there are ones you prefer over others. Pay attention to why you like or dislike a particular program. You'll learn what features to look for in the future. Use the materials as directed or choose to make changes as you learn the needs of your learner. Maybe one child needs more practice while another may fast track through content that's familiar. You may love one curriculum and choose to continue using it, but completely change format in another subject area. Sometimes you just have to get started to know what you want.
Are lesson plans included? There are no all-inclusive lesson plans included. When you receive your starter package, start by looking at the teacher materials first. There is often some level of guidance for you there. How are they structured? Is it organized into daily lessons or weekly lessons? Many curricula follow a 4-day schedule, leaving the 5th day for a review. Compare the schedules for all the programs and start to lay them out in your favorite lesson plan book or spreadsheet. What else do I need to add? We cover the core subjects, the essentials: math, English language arts, science, and social studies. Once you get into a good routine for your family, you may want to add electives. These could be topics such as art, music, foreign language, keyboarding, coding, or family read-aloud books. Can I adapt a starter package?
Keep in mind, grade level bundles work best with a student who's working at that level. You may not know if your child has any learning struggles until you get into teaching. We have free math placement tests available to guide your decision on the website, and we put a link below for you. These are specific to each program and are very helpful when you're just not sure where to jump in. Language arts can be trickier to determine, but comes down to their reading and composition skills.
What if I have multiple students?
A helpful tip for the new homeschooler. Families often combine kids for science and history. Each child can be in their own level of math and language arts and learn together in science and history. When combining ages, focus on teaching the oldest student. There are always exceptions, so give us a call if you have questions.
How does this work with starter packages? Since different families have different needs, it would be best to call our consultants and we can work out a solution where you are not duplicating materials. What about high school?
A high school student often works more independently. We offer packages for grade 9 to get you started and show you what a high school year might look like. It's typical to have the 4 core subjects plus 2 or 3 electives per year. Our grade 9 package does not include electives. We can walk you through this process, but you can start by watching our videos on the high school journey and electives to get some good ideas how homeschooling high school works.
The choices available to homeschooling parents and grandparents these days are astounding and intimidating. Do you go digital? Will your student like your choice? How much guidance do you need from a curriculum? Can you really do this? Our starter packages can be part of what helps you feel confident about the decision to homeschool and not be overwhelmed with choosing curriculum.
Our company is here to serve and support you. Our consultant team is available to talk, email, or chat online with you without an appointment or a time limit, and it's free. Our hours are 8:30 to 5 Central Time, Monday through Friday. We look forward to being a part of your homeschooling journey.